Hey everyone, I am Sanjay and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to see how to build your first VAPI voice agent, and I'll also break you down the steps, and also I'll explain how does the VAPI agent works and what are the advantages of VAPI. So yeah, let's get into the video. So VAPI.ai. So VAPI voice agent is nothing but AI voice agent which could be used for customer service, receptionists and outbound callings. All kind of stuff could be automated with the use of AI and voice agents. So that's what we are going to see today. So basically, before building our first voice agent, I want to show you how does this VAPI AI works, like how does this voice agent works. So whenever you talk to this AI, it's first the speech is detected and converted into text. It's called a speech to text. It's also called as a transcriber. So it's for example, Whisper and DeepGram provides a transcriber. So when you enable those, when you speak, the speech is converted into a text, and then those text is understood by this LLM model. It could be OpenAI, Claude, or something else. So those texts, like for example, if you say, "Do you have a white T-shirt? Do you have a white T-shirt in your store?" Like in call with AI. So first, the speech to text convert those speech into text. So like a written text, and then it gives to the brain, that is the large language model. So for example, we can choose OpenAI, Cloud. We can choose. We have multiple settings in VAPI. So those LLM large language models understands the question and replies answer with the text. So it gives a text answer. So that answer which is in the text is converted to a speech using 11 labs or Azure Neural, etc. So this all things runs within one second. So imagine you ask a voice agent like, do you have this product? Do you have a pink color shirt or do you have a red color shirt? It just goes through all the PDFs and documents you've given to the voice agent, and it analyzes and gives back the reply within a second. So that's how this works. I think you understand, and we'll go to the VAPI dashboard. So yeah, so this is our average analytics of the dashboard. So what are the calls you made and what are the success? A basic graph and data visualization is here. You could go to assistant, create assistant. So here it kind of looks complex, but it's very simple. I'll try to explain. So under models, you could see first let's start from the cost. So for hosting, so all these kind of stuff is hosted by VAPI. So the VAPI always takes a $0.05 standard, even though it could be a small agent or big agent, it doesn't matter. VAPI always take a 0.05 commission. And then orange color, that is transcriber. So basically I said, right, so transcriber is a speech to text AI. So it would transcribe the speech to text. That takes a cost of $0.01. And here comes the model GPT-4o, that's our brain. So it takes about 0.05. And the voice VAPI. So for voice, we could choose 11 labs, it gives the best voice, but for demo case, I just choose the VAPI. So yeah, so this is how the cost breakdowns. And then the latency. Latency is nothing but the speed. How could I say? When you ask a question and then the AI replies. So the difference between those timings. So when you ask a question and the voice agent replies, the gap between the when you ask a question and the agent replies, right? The gap between the time is called as latency. So it is 1.5. We can reduce this latency, by fine tuning the model and prompting it specifically. It's simple. So this is cost and latency. So let's go to the model. So here, of course, we are using OpenAI as the brain. You could choose any of those, because OpenAI is kind of best, and you could choose the models of OpenAI. Like for certain kind of voice agents, we want it as some creative stuff, and we want it to think. But for some voice agent specifications or scenarios, we just want it to be very fast And yeah, so it depends. So we could choose the models as we want. Also the price changes, and also the ms means the millisecond, so it changes. Also the first message, we could make the agent speak first, or we can ask the agent to wait till the user speaks. So that's this. And the first message, you can delete this. I just like it's demo. You can create a system by clicking here. You can start with blank template, or they just give a free demo assistant. So for just a basic explanation, I'm just using the demo explanations. So yeah, so prompting is one of the important things in voice agent, because it's how you train your voice agent. So specifically, we should train the voice agent by prompting its identity, persona, and style, and even the punctuations, and many of those, like we should give the examples, or like whole different examples and scenarios, all kind of stuff. Like even you could describe how your agent should talk. So that's how the prompting works. And these kind of hashtags is very important, because when you put one hashtag, it's damn important. It's first priority. When you put two hashtag, it's medium important. And when you enter three hashtag, it's less important. So that's how these hashtag words. So yeah. So this is a whole prompting for this AI agent. So here we could select a files, like if you're a business owner and you want to give a specified business data, you could select a file, and it's completely it's the knowledge of the voice agent. So, and then max tokens. Tokens is nothing but the how much the AI could extract the tokens. So for example, if you ask the voice agent a very simple question, so yeah, let's say you ask a very simple question like, do you have a white T-shirt in your e-commerce business? The AI agent replies very fastly and thinks lesser. But when you ask, I came to your shop and you don't have those things, and like if you ask a large question, when you make the AI to think long time, the tokens are consumed to the max. So yeah, that's how the tokens work. And also the temperature nothing means the creativity of the AI. When you set the temperature to the lowest point, the voice agent only follows your command, that is your prompt. When you increase the temperature, it also answers some random questions, even though if you didn't prompt. So it basically depends on the voice agent and the case scenarios. So next, this is voice configuration. So yeah, this is voice configuration. We could configure your voice. Like 11 Labs is completely the best voice, completely the best voice, like as I know, because it sounds complete natural. Like also, if you can't find your voice agent here, you can add your voice ID manually. Like you should enter it here. You could go to 11 Labs and search it, and if you choose your best voice, you could just enter it here. But for now, I'm just giving a basic voice. So also the model. So for model, 11 Lab Turbo V2.5 is the best till now. And additional configuration comes, like if you want to add some background sound like office sounds, and you could add it, or even custom sound. Like you could generate a sound which typically matches a real office, and you could have it with your voice agent, so it doesn't feel empty or it doesn't sound robotic. It really feels like the voice agent, the AI is calling from a real office. So I just give it as office. And then punctuations. Punctuation is really important, because it gives the voice agent kind of emotions, like when you give a question mark, we should definitely add this, a question mark and apostrophe, exclamatory, my bad, and a full stop, all those things. So it helps the AI to sound more natural. So here comes the stability, how stable it should be. clarity, similarity, speed should be always 1. Yeah, it's actually better to be 1. And the style exaggeration, optimize streaming latency, use speaker boost, auto mode. These are all the settings to like related to the voice. So it depends on the scenarios, all those stuff. Okay, here comes our transcriber. So it is a speech to text software. Like here we gave it as the provider DGram. We can also choose all others, and we gave it as English. So to be noted, it's very important. Hear me out. So when you are building a voice agent for a different language other than English, so for example, you say we could say you're building a voice agent for French. So you should give a transcriber which understands French and also a AI which speaks French. So if you miss one of these, the whole voice agent collapse. You get me? So the transcriber should be the voice. So the transcriber and also the voice should be capable of speaking the language you think. So it's important. Also the background noise, denoising enable, like filter out the noise when user speaks. When you enable this, when a user speak, it just reduce the noise, like extra noise from the user. And the confidence threshold with the voice, the use numerical convert numbers. Okay, next. So here comes our tools. It is also an important function of important thing in the voice agent, because tools is used to trigger all those webhooks and capture the data from the voice agent and helps you to save in the CRM. For example, when a voice agent calls the customer back to get the customer feedback for the product which it delivers. So the customer gives the feedback. So it should be triggered using this tool. Like you can select this tool. I didn't create any tool. So basically you can choose a custom tool and then change it as customer feedback. Tool name should be only okay. So you could describe it as the feedback from the customer. It helps the AI to understand the tool more specifically. After that, you should go to add parameters and then add a property like feedback. And then you could specify whether it is a string, number, or boolean, objective, or array. So I just gave it a string because it is a feedback, like it's alphabets. So you can describe more into this description so that so simply the AI can understand even better. You can choose it required so that the AI won't end the call without this feedback. So it just keeps asking it. You should give apply and then save. Your tool is saved. Now when you go to assistant, click tools here, you could select tool, and your customer feedback tool is ready. So when you publish, just ask for you to the feedback. So after that, predefined function enable end call function. So when you enable this, the AI could recognize you're saying that you're giving the option to AI to cut the call, and then dial pad sounds, forwarding number. So like in this video, I just trying to keep it very simple. So like so this video is completely for beginner friendly. So yeah. So summary is nothing but when you have a call with a person, like when the AI agent have a call with a customer or somebody, you could summarize the transcript entirely so that you could save it into a CRM. You don't want the complete transcription. You can just summarize it. And also we have success evaluation. Success evaluation is nothing but you could determine how a call should go, like how a perfect call should be, and then you could give a prompt and you can analyze how successfully your agent is speaking. Like if you're, as I told, if your AI agent is required to collect the customer feedback from the product, you could give a target assumption or a demo of how the call should be, and then the AI analyzes and it gives how successful the call is, and the structured data basically to You can just add property basically to structurize the data like variables and like something like that. Also, privacy stuff, audio recording. This is complete basic stuff. Start speaking plan. Okay, this is completely important. So here comes our start speaking plan. So the first one is wait second. This is how long assistant wait before speaking. So you could just say you could ask Sanjay. It's better to keep it as 0, right? So that the AI responds too quick, but it's also bad. Why? Because excuse me. So why? Because when you're talking to the AI and you go like and you didn't speak up for like for a 0.5 second, and it's a gap, right? So the AI thinks that you completed your talking. So we should give it as 4 or like 0.5 so that we have a time to continue talking with the AI. So we should it's better to keep it as 0.5 to 1. I just kept 0.5. And smart ending point, like as I said, this is the option to enable the AI to detect the conversation in, so it cuts itself. So here comes on punctuation seconds. So when ending, minimum seconds to wait after transcription, ending with punctuations. So on punctuation seconds is nothing but to wait. We are telling the AI voice agent to wait for 0.1 second after punctuations. Why? Because when you end a sentence with question mark or exclamatory or something stuff like that, it's completely the end of the sentence. So it could just speak right away. But when you have no punctuation in the sentence, you could speak for a long time, right? If you don't have a punctuations, comma, dot, or exclamatory, you have a chance to speak, continue the speaking. So we are setting it as 1.5, and when you have a punctuations, we are setting it to 0.1. On number seconds, minimum seconds to wait after transcription, ending with a number. So when you're saying like when the AI ask your customer, for example, the order ID, you go like 3, 2, 1, something like that. So the AI should wait like 0.5 second after you completed the number. So that's how this is. It depends. As I said, it sounds funny, but it completely depends on the case scenarios we are working with. It all depends. And next, voicemail detection. It is used to detect voicemail. Like iPhone have this voicemail thing. So it's VAPI recommended. So here initial detection delay before the first detection check. So before it detects, it should delay like 5 seconds to analyze it. So that's what this is. Detection retry interval is 5 seconds. That means that and also max detection retries is 6 times. So for each detection it takes like 5 seconds. So we gave it six detections, which means that 6 into 5 is 30. So it would take 60 seconds to try and detect is this a voicemail. Voicemail message wait. Like if it concludes it is a voicemail, it just cuts the call. Stop speaking plan, as we discussed, start speaking plan. This is completely a stop speaking plan. The number of words. This is the number of words that the customer has to say before the assistant will stop talking. So it's 0. Why? Because this is the second number. Speak further. When you speak for like 0.2 seconds, the voice agent stops talking. Like even if it is 0.2 second, we could determine as a seconds, or we could determine as number of words. Like hello. For example, you are interrupting the voice agents like wait. So when you want to set the words, you can set it to words like wait, I have a question, or you can set it to 0, and you can only determine within the timing itself. Like for when I say wait, it consumes like 0.3 to 4 or 0.2 seconds. So you can decide it via time frame or even words. So this has so next comes the back of seconds. This is the seconds to wait before the assistant will start talking again after you interrupt. Okay, when you're having conversation with AI, and when you interrupt it, and then it starts to talking after you interrupt, right? So it takes like 1 second to speak after you interrupt. So here comes next the call out timings, silence timeout, how long to wait before a call is automatically ended due to inactivity. So this is completely, so when you have a call with, when you do outbound calls, some customer would just attend the call and keep it aside, even though the client or customer is not speaking. The for it charges, per minute. So VAPI charges per minute, right? You can go to the cost section and you can see this is per minutes. Even though the client or customer or the human is not talking to the AI, it still charges. So we must have this silence timeout, because if the user didn't, if the AI didn't detect any words or sound, it just cuts the calls after 30 seconds. That's silence timeout. And the maximum duration, you could, like, the maximum call duration. Enable keyboard input. So keyboard input is used for, like, when you try to receive, get the numbers, like order ID or something like that. You can also say it using AI, like to the voice agent. You could capture that, or it's also better to type those numbers. We could just use this, and to end those numbers, like for example, this is delimiters, this is hash and star. Like, once you completed entering your number, like let's say your customer ID, your product ID is 3214, and you're typing 3214. After that, when you type hash, it just means that I have typed all the numbers. So it's just that is. And messaging. So this is, when we try to connect it with the automation stuff, like obviously we should connect it with the automation platform like make.com or n8n to run it background for for the transient agent. So for that, we should have to give the webhook here, or even in the settings. I'll show you later. So this is how this work, and this credential is for giving the webhook securely. So here comes the client messages and server messages. This is, as I said, this is used for telling the webhook that, hey, I got a conversation about, hey, I got a functional call. Like, it's just communication between the webhook and the server. So this triggers with the clients, this triggers with the server. So this is a voicemail. When it detects voicemail, this could be forward to the voicemail. This is end call message. When the voice is when the agent is trying to cut the call or trying to end the call, you could just tell this end call message. Ideal message. So it's actually very important, because this small functions, like when the AI speaks like yeah, of course, something like that, it feels so realistic. Okay, so for that we should give ideal message, are you still there, or hey, are you there, kind of things. For when we didn't speak for like 5 seconds, like here we gave it as 7.5, and 3 messages, the maximum number of times ideal messages can be spoken during the call. This ideal message is only talked for like three times, and ideal timeout is 7.5. So let's say you didn't talk for 7.5 seconds. When you keep the ideal messages, are you still there? The AI will say, Sanjay, are you still there? So this is all AI, but we could make it as human, right? So that's the whole point. And we have a widget here. You could copy paste, build a complete AI agent, and then copy paste this into your web, something like that. So like as you see, you could see here, right? It says ask AI, like something like this, but a complete voice agent. So that's what the widget is. So as I said, this is a completely beginner friendly video. So I just explained about the assistant on what are the tools, the capabilities of the building an assistant, kind of stuff like that. So we'll be covering more about tools, phone numbers, voice library, API keys, and all these stuff in upcoming videos. So make sure to subscribe my channel so that you don't miss any of these videos. And yeah, We'll see you in the next video. Bye.